As you can see, it's Semantic Media Wiki presentation about Semantic Media Wiki in Wikia from DevOps perspective. I would like to present some things like this is agenda of presentation, some introduction, then reasons for using SMW, some examples.
You can do both, please.
Yes.
Okay, I can try both. Some examples how we use SMW on Wikia, issues we had and have with Semantic Media Wiki on Wikia, and how we deal with them. And also some short presentation plans for the future. Not this way. Something about me. My name is Krzysztof Krzyżaniak, but you don't have to learn how to pronounce it because I react to my nickname as Eloy as well. And I'm working almost 6 years in Wikia, and I'm manager of backend in DevOps team. Also, this is my first presentation. I don't remember since when, so bear with me. I'm a little rusty here, and not this way. Something about Wikia, not marketing stuff, but just technical stuff. We have 300,000 wikis currently running on Wikia. At 4 MySQL clusters, and about 10% of them have activity last day. It's basically 10% of Wikia have daily activities, different sets of wikis every day. But about 50,000 wikis have edit last day. Activity means some kind of writing, or some writing to database. It could be edit, it could be creating users, it could be comments, stock page, anything that write to database. As well, spam is as well. Semantic Media Wiki extension is an option on Wikia, and it's always requested by community. We don't propose community to use Semantic Media Wiki. Before we enable Semantic Media Wiki extension, we ask community why they want to enable this and how they want to use it. And currently more than 150 wikis has enabled different Semantic Media Wiki extensions. Reasons we heard from users for using SMW. The first reason is I had it cool. Usually this user don't get this extension enabled because it usually means they don't know what's the purpose of Semantic Media Wiki. Second is I've heard it's cool and useful. This is considered to actually go further with asking person what they need. Another explanation is I think our wiki could use some features of SMW. This is cool. And then usually is we need better categorization tool, whatever that means. Then we want to have better info boxes. And then our wiki doesn't make sense without Semantic Media Wiki. And this is examples, for example, for chosen randomly examples, not quite randomly. This is probably the best examples how Semantic Media Wiki is used on Wikia Wiki. It's basically Wiki about genealogy. They massively use semantic forms, semantic drill down, then generate info boxes. They use the forms for editing pages and templates for displaying pages. Next, this is probably not a wide known wiki because it's not in English, in Lithuanian, and it's about taxonomy. I know this wiki because it's the most problematic wiki on Wikia. From performance point of view. They have now more than 580,000 pages, about biology. They use semantic forms, they use semantic drill down, and basically all pages are created on this wiki are templates. They use massive templates for displaying information. Next is typical example of wiki which use the semantic media wiki for creating better info boxes, I would say. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki, it's anime manga franchise wiki, almost 16,000 pages, info boxes for characters, games, cards, things like that. Next one is very similar. You can just go and see that wikis. This is also anime and manga franchise wiki. This is the main issues we have in DevOps team with semantic media wiki. It was mentioned in previous presentation how it's handled in storage 3. We was using storage 2, which all features. And we have bad concurrency in writing operation. Then we have heavy database queries, especially when wiki is indexed by search bot. Then we have massive numbers jobs in job queue. And then we have all problems with temporary tables, especially in semantic drill now extension. In previous slide, I show reasons why users want semantic media wiki extension. What we hear from our operations guys is, I don't know what is semantic media wiki, but how can I switch it off? So for them, we just prepared this. This is the top of our configuration file. And on top of configuration file, we have possibility of disabling all semantic media wiki extension on all site with just one entry. This is for ops guys. We don't use it frequently nowadays, but it's for historical reason, it's on the top of the page. Massive number of jobs in jobs queue. Most of writing operation in semantic media wiki are done using by jobs queue engine. That's actually it's very cool. But it also means delays with updating data, problems with managing queries if you have more than one wiki, and use a cron for running jobs, which is standard way of running maintenance jobs in MediaWiki. For example, if you have 300,000 wikis, you just can't run daily maintenance jobs for every. It's not possible. And it doesn't actually make sense, because if you didn't have any activity on the wiki, there is no reason to run maintenance scripts. You can say that. So we use the custom jobs queue runner, which use additional table and database. If you write a job in a local database, we also store information that particular wiki has some jobs to do. And then we run a custom job query runner who just pick up jobs from the local wikis and then run jobs on wikis using private API method. So we just use the Apache for running jobs, but we just write short, like 10 times lines API method for running jobs. And runner is aware which wiki has created jobs because it used the shared tables information from all wikis. Also what we did, we just separate semantic MediaWiki tables in separate database, so they are no longer in local database. This is a hack around MediaWiki load balancer, and it's just you could think that you have two databases connected to Wiki. One is local with all MediaWiki stuff like pages, revisions, category links, stuff like that. And second one is just for semantic MediaWiki tables. There are, of course, some problems with that because you have to patch code to have this. Also, you can't do joins between these two tables because they are on separate clusters. We found like 2 places, and maybe not in 1.8 in current version, but for sure there is some. I could find the patches, and of course this is a problem because there are second database connection, and actually it's not second but 5 in our architecture. But this is the actually best improvement we could get to not put down all the wiki services by semantic MediaWiki. If they do put down, it's just they put down this separate cluster. There are some simple changes. One is for semantic MediaWiki double code. You have to distinguish which cluster you want to connect in particular connection. So for this separate connection, you used second parameters of getDB, which is actually standard way of configuring pool in MediaWiki. You use the groups. And in the load balancer code, we have our own version of load balancer class. We just, if you find this sections in connection, just redirect connection to different database. That's it. Our current biggest problem with semantic MediaWiki extension are temporary tables. Ops don't like them because they don't like exceptions, and temporary tables in our architecture created exceptions. They are painful for database servers. They need additional permissions in our architecture to create these tables. Create and delete, actually. And they are replication exceptions because you don't want to replicate them from master to slave because it doesn't make sense. We don't have good solutions for this so far. But we tested different version of MySQL, and looks like MariaDB handles them better than Percona or Rack MySQL. Also, we tried RDF store. We tried and we resigned, not from quite technical reasons, mostly from business reasons. They were quite problematic from our perspective because we didn't have expertise of them, and we couldn't actually make a choice which RDF storage we should use in production. Open source version like ForStore, we were not sure that they are stable enough. Also, it was additional service in our architecture exception. Ops don't like exceptions. And we also didn't have any business value for product department, so we couldn't say to product department, which we have now, product department, that we actually need this solution because it resolves some problems they could use in some product. We don't have now any Wikia product built on semantic MediaWiki extension. So from business perspective, there's no sense to invest money in that. And it didn't resolve our problems with semantic drill down. because it's not used in semantic drill down. What's their plans for future? Actually, we want to try RDF storage again, because now we think we have product we can build around semantic data, not exactly semantic MediaWiki extension, because what we have now is some prototype based on the hard-coded data, which will use in future some kind of structured data. We don't know yet what kind of structured data, because we didn't decide it yet, and we didn't sell the product yet. It will be second screen application for games. So application for iPads and phones use as the second screen application for games like PlayStation, Xbox, PCs, things like that. So far we are working on prototype based on Call of Duty game, and actually it's a cool application, but not exactly in subject of semantic MediaWiki. It will use now a voice recognition for checking on which part of game you are, and it will use structured data for displaying interesting information for gamers, like kinds of weapons, things about missions, like that. This is something we want to invest in next year, but I don't know details from product perspective. I will get more information when they ask me for how to deal it from backend perspective and which solution will be best for it. This is actually everything I have. I am not very good at presentation, but I'm good at answering questions. So if you have any questions, I can answer them now. Which one?
I can. Yeah, we have 15 minutes, or we can always finish early. I mean, we don't have to. Yeah, I mean, I think this is. I think it's an extremely important and interesting use case for us, Wikia. First of all, I mean, these huge applications are amazing, and it's definitely giving us also access to experiences which are hard to obtain when you develop that stuff first, with all the consequences, also negative ones in the case when we were not prepared to handle this load. I actually think we can do a lot of things to fix, or have already done a lot of things to fix most of the problems in Semantic MediaWiki. I think the problem is a bit with the extensions. Especially, I see here a lot of semantic drill down popping up. So that is maybe a general comment. I think we need a replacement for semantic drill down. I'm not sure how active it even is in Aaron's current schedule. And it's not working at the moment with store 3, for example. It's not working with the RDF store. It's using these temporary tables. And it's very expensive and costly. So in general, I think anybody who is working on anything which could be similar or have a comparable functionality, I think of SolarStore, for example, Exhibit has tried something like that. These are things which we really would like to support, to have a replacement which is efficient and really works, as opposed to what we have now. I think, but besides that, I wonder, I mean, do you think if you take out drill down, you could just make Semantic MediaWiki a default, rather than such a thing which I have to request?
As I said, for example, I think with the improvement in storage free, as it's called, we could use the Semantic MediaWiki as the default. Because with current storage, we have, for example, some problems with search engines where they index all pages on the wiki. And we have, for example, pages which generates like 300 or 400 semantic wiki queries during the parsing. They're usually short, they are fast, so you cannot improve them much, but still you have 400 queries on one page, and if Wiki has this page like 100 and they are indexing, Google is indexing in parallel way, not just page by page, they main pain for database. That's why we did this separate connection to separate cluster, because we can configure this cluster in different way than cluster for local databases. So with improvements of this in next version of storage, I think we could run semantic with MediaWiki for as the default. So it's more for not for decision for the team. It's decision for community support team. Sometimes I think they don't want to give a razor to users because they could cut them off. For example, as the company, we could see value semantic MediaWiki in sites, especially in entertainment, that we could easily build some kind of IMDb solution. Like, for example, lyrics wiki. We have wiki, which has about 8 million pages about lyrics. And now we cannot put semantic MediaWiki on it, just because it's huge wiki. With improvement storage, you could create lyrics wiki with semantic information. That would be for community big improvement, because now they have to create obscure way of creating pages if you want to distinguish song from the album from the performer. They use the fixed schema for titles for that. So a song has performer colon title, albums has performer colon title year, and performer is just performance without any colon. There are custom extensions. I could check that. I cannot, from top of my head, I cannot do this. Yeah, so this is from top of my head. This will be the best example how to check if semantic MediaWiki improved from version to version. It's just try to run this on lyrics wiki. We have full text engine for search, Lucene. They are not connected now. I mean, semantic MediaWiki is not connected to search, but we can use search backend if semantic MediaWiki will support it. Yeah, you have Lucene running.
Would like to gather more feedback on this. This is very valuable. Also customers, because I must say I was very surprised from the very beginning. We said, okay, we want to support big wikis, but over the years I got very little complaints from anyone about performance. And I think Wikia was the first people who really told us this is not working for us because it's too slow what you are doing here. I remember receiving emails with subjects like Wikia brought down by semantic Wikia wiki today again. This is really what you want to find when you wake up in the morning and check that. Turned out it was real down.
It was before we separated.
But I mean, this is good. I mean,
Yeah.
tell us if you have problems, because otherwise it's just not good. Yeah, but there were more questions.
I've seen some improvements on the extension code, extension code.
Mm-hmm.
I've improved it to
So we don't do much modification which are committed to MediaWiki repo because again we don't have any product built on semantic MediaWiki, so we don't spend engineering time, a lot of time of improving it, but we are very good of incorporating changes from other people. Week ago we just migrated our O code to GitHub. We are on GitHub now, and we have already some pull requests, and we already merged them. So if we can just use the plain extension from MediaWiki repository. We accept patches from other people, so it's not a problem to incorporate changes to extensions in Wikia. Yeah. Our software is open source on GPL. Everyone can use it. It's true we don't really care about separation things. We have a lot of things tied together. So sometimes it's hard to extract some part of code to work and have this code worked on another MediaWiki installation, because, for example, we have things tied to our scheme. But if there is a, for example, easy way of separating things, which could be submitted as the patch, we will accept that for sure. We are trying to be as close as possible to MediaWiki Foundation, and we actually work with them on a new version of Visual Editor. Also, we will be working with them on new version of job queue engine, because they have a big plans for jobs. They want to create new notification system, which will probably not replace talk pages, but will be some kind of enhancement. And they just it came to them when they saw our wall extension that actually they could use some ideas from it. And for that, they need better job queue engine, and we will work with them to be on the same page. So I think the jobs are good concept because it means that you can first, you don't need to all do writing to database during the HTTP request. So jobs are fine. Problem is when you for example, problem with jobs in MediaWiki now, not only semantic MediaWiki, is that things are tied together. Like, for example, every lyrics page use the templates, like templates for displaying stars with note. Any lyrics page, for example, is template, which is started by lyrics, author, album, cover, things like that. If you edit this template, it means that you have to update 8 million pages after the edit. And this is actually a problem for jobs queue. If you think you can run job week after edit, then jobs are fine for you. If you think that it's not, that you don't want this, then jobs are not good for you. And actually separating things, there are actually two different things, jobs and separating semantic wiki, media wiki tables in different, because they are not resolving the same problem.
A comment on jobs in semantic media wiki. In fact, the one case we just discussed with the other talk, when somebody changes the type of a property, it's basically the only case where semantic media wiki really creates a bigger number of blocks to refresh these pages. It's similar to the situation with templates.
Yeah.
For template changes, we don't do anything before semantics because media wiki does that already. So in general, unless people change the type of properties a lot, there shouldn't be that many jobs.
Yeah, it highly depends from structure of your wiki.
Yeah. I wonder, of course, what can still be done to improve it. I mean, if somebody vandalizes the property page to change it in type and somebody else fixes it, you will still have the job in the queue. So small, fast jobs in the queue are, from my perspective, the best approach for resolving that stuff. Problem is that MediaWiki jobs are not very fast because they use the parser. For example, refresh links, things like that. They use the parser, which is the slowest thing in MediaWiki now. So if you need to update 8 million pages for wiki, and you have about 86,000 seconds in day, right? So how many jobs you can run in 1 second? This is the scalability. It's basically scalability problem. And actually, it's something you cannot make it parallel, because refresh links jobs are a locking database. So you cannot do on the same database. You cannot do a lot of jobs in one time. I don't have obvious answer for your question. It highly depends what kind of wiki you have. We just react on things we saw in Slowlog, in MySQL Slowlog, in PHP, error log, things like that. So we have solution for our cases, not exactly for your cases. Yeah.